So welcome to the kickoff call, day one, and I am so excited to have you all in here. I can remember this day almost like yesterday, like the butterflies, am I going to be able to do this? Like, this is terrifying. I know my coach can do it, but I'm not sure I can. It's kind of a mixture of fear and excitement. And I'll tell you, like, that is always, no matter what you're doing with your business, no matter where you go with this, always remind yourself that if you have a mixture of fear and excitement, you're on the right path. Like, I can tell you that is absolutely where you want to be most of the time as a coach, as an entrepreneur. So embrace it and enjoy it. So let me just share my screen now. The presentation happens to be underneath the controls, which is always useful. So yes, okay, perfect. That's good. So I'm just gonna click present here. Okay, do you mind just nodding to say you can see that? Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. So welcome. And I sent this to you like in the chat thread earlier on, but I did just want to chat it through. And I think every single one of you guys who has enrolled with me, I have chatted you through this. So this shouldn't be anything new to you, okay? So this is just basically what you want to be looking at as a new coach. You pick your program, you go into Beachbody On Demand. I've advised picking 21-day fix. Most of you have. I know Bex has chosen the prep, which is fine because it's 4 weeks. And as soon as your superfood, so your Shakeology arrives, have it every single day. And the reason why I say that is that the micronutrients within that, there's literally over 40 different micronutrients. And as they accumulate in the body, I remember like 2 weeks in, I just felt incredible, but I did have it every day. And what you find sometimes is that coaches have it every other day, or maybe they forget a day and then they don't feel the full benefit. So remember, you want to be proof of what we do works, and you want to believe in it, and you want to enjoy it, and you want to feel those benefits inside to out. So as soon as that arrives, let me know, because I'll send you some recipes as well. And make sure that when you pick your program, you're also sticking to the nutrition guide, which is the Beachbody Nutrition Guide. It is under the program materials tab within Beachbody On Demand, certainly under the 21-day fix, but I think in fact under all of them. Just 1 second. I've got something in the chat thread here. Oh, perfect. That's amazing. Okay, boom, you've got it. Okay. And I hate to say it, but in America and Canada, I think you guys are experiencing more delays than we are in the UK because of the COVID situation. I think they've got their supply back up again. So I don't think you'll be experiencing as much delays as the girls were before, but just bear that in mind. Okay, guys. And then start your training. So I've spoken to all of you guys about this in the Beachbody Champions page. You've got the units, and I've asked that you go through those units. I would say minimum do 1 unit a day. It should not take you longer than an hour, that's for sure. And when you get to unit 3, let me know. And the reason why I say that is that the key to your success right now is going to be the momentum that you put into your business right now. Of course, you're brand new. You want to see success. You want to understand how it works. And so doing this, following the nutrition, and then doing your training coinciding with it is just going to be really crucial. I've got something in the chat thread here. Hold on 1 second. Yes. I think so, unless anyone else hasn't got in yet. But Zainab, what I would do is just re-request. Just resubmit your request. I had a coach a couple of weeks ago, and that happened to her, and she got in the end, but I think she had to resubmit. So don't worry too much. Like, when you get in, I'm sure you'll catch up pretty quickly. Don't sweat it. So there's that. And the reason why I asked you to get to unit 3 is just so that I can see that you're making your way through the training, and then you'll get another one-on-one call with me, and we'll discuss kind of next steps, because I'll know exactly where you are in that training. But it is phenomenal, and it's devised by corporate and the very, very top coaches in the network who, have been coaches for years and years. So it's just the best. And I know it is the best training out there. So hence why that's where you go for your training. And then the personal development, which I know I spoke to you guys about yesterday or the day before, however the case may be in terms of when we spoke. But this is as important as this and this. Okay. So if you're doing this, you're doing the training and you've done your workout and you think, oh, do you know what? I haven't got to my personal development today. Call yourself out on that immediately, because this is what is going to give you that confidence. It's what's going to give you that self-belief. We all have limiting self-beliefs, particularly when we're starting something completely new like this on social media. And I can tell you, when I was a new coach, I remember like probably like a weekend, I was like, oh, I said to my coach, I'm finding this really hard. And she said, is you doing personal development? And I said, actually, I haven't been. And she said, you have to start doing it every day. And I didn't really want to be told, but she was absolutely right. And I did at least 15 minutes a day. I listened through Audible, the app, and I strongly advise listening as opposed to reading, because generally people take things in better listening. And of course, like if you've got a busy job, a lot of you guys do, you can listen in the car, or you can listen as you're putting your moisturizer on, putting your clothes on. Like that's a really, like I get at least 15 minutes in a day just when I'm getting dressed. So I'm going to break it down just a little bit more than what we've discussed on the phone, so that you, you know, everything's clear, like you know exactly what you need to be doing. And obviously I'm recording this so you can come back to it, but take a before photo today. And the reason why I say that is that I was the girl that was like, oh, I just can't bear to take a before photo. I'm just going to wait a bit because I really don't like the way I look and I just can't bear it. And I don't want anyone to see a before photo if I ever post anything. And so I waited till about 8 days in when I was starting to get amazing results, and I kicked myself so hard because my results were like incredible, and I could never showcase it because I actually didn't take the before photo on day one. So hopefully that will kind of get you guys, even if you've been like, okay, I'm not going to do it, to take your photo tonight if you're in the UK, because I can promise you, you don't have to share it with me. And honestly, you don't have to share it with anyone. Like, I'm not going to say to you guys, you have to post a transformation. Like, you're your own person. I will strongly advise you to do that, but that's ultimately up to you. But I think what you'll find is, even if you end up not sharing it, when you do this program, you stick to the nutrition, you do the workouts, you kind of lean into the community. I've added you into my virtual gym, my Facebook page, and I've given you the link for the Beachbody On Demand bod groups. They're basically one and the same. Bod groups is new, so we always used to run the groups in Facebook, so I have both, because some of the functionality in Facebook is good, but also the Beachbody On Demand side, like you can go in and track your workout, and then it will show me in that group, hey, here are the girls that have done their workouts, here are the girls that have had their superfood. But what I will say is, when you look at that photo, you come back to it and you've done the program, you will look at it and you'll say, if you're anything like me, well, there is no way I cannot share this with people. Like, my transformation was insane. I was over the moon. I can actually probably find it in a bit and I'll show you. I might just send it to you, but it was the best transformation I ever got. And I tell you why, because I decided to be a coach. And as I said to you guys, like, I was going to stick to it like glue, which is why I put like glue in there twice, because I wanted to know that this worked and I wanted to be an advocate of it. And I knew that if I half-assed it and I kind of skimped on the nutrition here and there, I wasn't going to get the results, and then I wasn't going to believe in it, and I wouldn't even be able to say that I'd properly given it a crack. And I'm that kind of girl, and I think we've got a lot of girls like that who, you don't half-ass stuff, right? Like, if you're going to do something, do it, and do it properly, because otherwise you won't be able to share that passion with others because you won't have seen the results for yourself. Yes, Becca, I can absolutely. I put it in the conversation thread that you're in, but I can send it to you separately. It's totally cool. And please bear in mind that at the moment, you guys are probably, it's day one, and I kind of hate day one in that respect, because you get added to the team page, you get added to the virtual gym, you get, you know, then you've got the Beachbody On Demand group, and you're probably thinking, all these groups, but just let it bed in, okay? Because it will, and it will just become normal and it won't be overwhelming. But just know that, like, today is probably the most overwhelmed that you're ever going to feel with groups, okay? So just bear that in mind. Just let yourself do the training. The virtual gym is just to, like, if you've done a workout or you've had a nice meal, or, you know, for example, we've got Meg, she loves her nutrition, like, to share something that you've eaten with the group, you know, and make it fun for you, because people are going to engage, they're going to like your stuff, and it's more fun for everyone. So just anything you want to share related to your fitness and health, share it in my virtual gym for now, okay? Just start to get used to that. And anything related to coaching, you're just going to chat in the conversation thread, okay, for now. So I've already gone through like workout program, stick to it. You guys, you know, there's a workout calendar as well under program materials if you haven't found it. And that will just explain which workout you should be doing each day. And then superfood every day. When you get it, let me know and I'll send a recipe. Share your journey. And by share your journey, and I think sometimes as a new coach, you can be like, okay, cool, what does that even mean? So in absolute black and white terms, 2 to 3 video clips of your workout each day. And I remember when I was a new coach, I was like, I don't even know how to do a video clip. Like, how do I do a video clip of me working out? Like, I honestly, and you guys won't believe me, I didn't even know how to do a video on my iPhone to my face. Like, I didn't even know how to do that. And you won't believe me, but I genuinely didn't. And I remember asking my coach and she was like, will you just turn the screen around? I was like, oh, okay. So like, I was literally like a dinosaur, and I still am in some respects. If I find a new app, it takes me a long time to work my head around it. So just know, like, you guys are going to be a lot better than me at that. So 2 to 3 workout clips. What I usually do, just for practicality to explain, is say like autumn starting around and you've got, I don't know, like you've got weighted squats. I will click the camera button to facing me. Then I'll just start doing my workout. And usually what I'll do is I'll go back to the camera and stop the recording before I finish the round, because I don't want to have like 1-minute recordings on my phone. But it's totally up to you. Some coaches record the whole thing and then clip it, but it's way easier to clip your videos if you've done, just get 3 clips. It doesn't matter. Just do 3 little short videos. It will take you an additional 10 seconds in your workout just to press start and stop. Edit them. It honestly takes you a couple of minutes. And I use the app called Unfold. Some of you guys have been asking me how I put like 5 workout clips in one screen, and it is quite cool. And it's free. And it's the app called Unfold, and it just means actually it's quicker, because once you've got your clips, you just slide them all in there and you've got 1 video to post instead of having to post like 3 in a row. So it might just be quicker for you guys, but it just depends. Perfect. And you don't have to use an app. Like, a lot of top coaches won't even use an app. They'll just put it straight into the stories. Like, just whatever works for you. I just like to showcase I just like it to look pretty. And then what I think is like the hardest thing is, you've posted a workout clip, and this is like number 1. We do this as new coaches. I definitely did. I'd be like, here's my workout clips. I do a little photo of my superfood, a little photo of my meal, maybe like, hey, this is me out and about, but it wouldn't be to my face, because I was absolutely terrified of talking to the camera. And if you're feeling like that, again, no, that is so normal. But the quicker that you just go, okay, do you know what? I can't share my journey with people, and I can't let them in properly, and they're not really going to know what I'm doing unless I do a couple of little video clips. So guys, if you haven't done it and you're terrified, do some video clips, and then go into our little thread and be like, guys, I've just done a video thread. Will you just go and have a look and let me know if it's okay? It's totally cool. And just know that you're all going to do it. But if you all start doing it from like day 1, then this whole journey is going to be that much easier, because you will have just started doing it from the day you started. And I can promise you, within like a week, it won't even phase you anymore. It just terrifies the crap out of you when you first start doing it. And this is where, this is where you're going to build connection, right? People aren't really interested in what's in my superfood, right? They're interested in what it's done for me. People aren't really interested in what workout moves I'm doing. They're interested in how I feel about it. Okay. And probably if you watch me, you probably connected with, I want to feel how she feels. Oh, I can see the benefits she's got from it. But if you don't link one to the other, and you just share, and you don't connect with your emotion or what you're getting from it personally, you don't let them in on your journey, they can't relate to you. So just bear that in mind. And as I said, like, it could be 2 little video stories. It does not need to take a long period of time. Like, Charlotte is one of my newer coaches doing really well. And I'll tell you one thing that I know why she's doing really well. She does her little video clips, and then she'll be like, oh, I feel amazing. I didn't have the energy before I started doing this, and I finished my workout and I feel incredible. And she's just being completely genuine and authentic, and she's just letting people in on how she's actually feeling. Because of course you might feel better, but people can't see that necessarily. And like, just 10 clips a day. Like, you guys probably watch my stories and think, I could never do, like, I mean, I do a lot, because this is my full-time thing now, but it's not yours. So don't feel like you have to do like 50 stories, guys, because I really don't want you to feel like that at all. Like, 10 is fine. even 5 is fine. Like I would advise probably 10. Once you've done like a little snippet of something you've eaten, a little bit on your superfood workout clips, you know, you're basically there. You could even do motivational quotes. Motivational quotes is always adding value for people. And it's easy. And I quite like doing that if you're into quotes. So personal development, and I know I spoke about this to you guys on the phone, this little box, I'm trying to move it so that you guys can actually, that's better. And this is what I was saying a second ago. The personal development is 100%. I mean, I put 90%, but it really will define your success, because your mindset, considering that, yes, you're part of the global team, but you are in your own environment. And if you get in your head and you convince yourself you can't do it, or it's really hard, you aren't doing this, okay? If you do this, your brain will be saying, I can do this. It's terrifying. I can do it. And that's why this 15 minutes minimum is so crucial. You know, some of the top coaches will listen for like an hour a day. You know, you may well not have that available. If you do, if you're in the car on the way to work and you've got a 20-minute journey each day, go for it. Because your brain's going to grow, your confidence is going to grow. And I see it time and time again with my coaches. The ones that do well, they're working on this. Like they're really working on this. They're working on the limiting self-beliefs and all of this self-sabotaging behavior, which we all have learned in different ways. We've all got them. So that was the book I recommended. I also recommended Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. This one is my personal favorite of the two, but it really is personal preference. I think a lot of you have got this one. But make sure you start that today and that you continue. This becomes something you do every day. And you'll thank me for it, because you're going to grow so much in your like belief. And this is another one I didn't mention to you guys on the call, but it's very much like a professional development book. And Romy Newstad, she is a really successful network marketer for another company, but I wish that I'd listened to this book when I was a brand new coach, because it's basically built for brand new network marketers. And it's basically telling you what you're going to come across, what you're going to think, how you're going to feel, and how you can deal with it. And this is like a little Bible for you. So if you start listening now, if you've got an additional 10 minutes, please download this. It is only available in Audible, but it's honestly amazing. Otherwise, you know, just get to it next. But this is really going to help you along your journey right now. So let's just move on. Training. So make your way through the Beachbody Champions page training. It's 1 unit per day minimum, ideally. I know, Zainab, you're not in, and I'm slightly frustrated for you, but I can promise you that if you request access, they will let you in. Just make sure you've checked your coach ID. And if you're unsure as to where to get that, Zainab, just let me know. And then, as I said, like, let me know when you've hit unit 3 and we'll get on and arrange a one-on-one. And next week I'll do another training with you guys. Okay. So like, I'm very much, you know, linking arms with you guys. You're not dropped in the deep end. Don't worry. So share a cart. And that is something that I'm just going to share afterwards. I think in your Beachbody Champions training, you've actually got share a cart training, which is essentially, okay. If you don't know where to find your coach ID, let me just hold on. Whilst you've just said it, I have got your number here, I think, Zainab. Let me just put it in here. 1 second. Can I type it in? Yeah. Hold on. That's why you can't get in. It's under the coach office, but I'll message you separately after this to explain where to find it. So this is, some of you guys will come into this and you'll talk to friends and family, and you might even not be inviting them. You might just mention you're doing it and they'll be like, what are you doing? Particularly at the moment, right? There are a lot of coaches that enroll, and obviously there's like a lot of society right now cannot get to a gym. They want to get fit and healthy. They've been eating biscuits and cakes and sweets for like the past 2 months. They're feeling really like lackluster and they need this in their life. So you might just be having a conversation with a friend or family member and they're like, well, that sounds cool. Can I do it? And then you're like, well, yeah, I don't know how to set you up. And that's kind of for you guys. I don't ever want you to be like, okay, cool. Well, I don't even know how to get anybody enrolled, you know, in case that happens. So you would just log into your coach office, which I'm going to show you at the end, because I don't want to come out of this presentation, and do a share a cart. It's super simple, but I'm going to run you through it. And this month, as you guys know, and I actually had completely forgotten on that sneak peek, it's actually $140 to enroll with the challenge pack. whether you're a customer or coach, as opposed to 160s. And I think you guys got some discount codes when you enrolled. So that is, you know, great for you for May as new coaches. So what I'm going to ask you to do is that by the end of this week, and I'm not going to tell you to do it now, I know you guys have already got an email from Beachbody, and this is kind of the frustrating thing. Like, Beachbody will send you emails, and it's kind of like, well, this isn't how I do the training. But anyway, they have asked you to set up a bod group, which is the one that attaches to Beachbody On Demand. And this is amazing for you as new coaches. Like, we have not had this function until the beginning of May. And as newer coaches, it makes setting up your own little group so that when you do have your people, it's super easy. It even has visuals that you can use. It has suggested names. You can run a group on there based on a particular program. So you might say, hey, Izzy, I've loved 21 Day Fix. I'm just going to do it again, and I'm going to invite people to do it with me. And then you can do, on that bod groups, you can do a 21 Day Fix featured program, and it's going to schedule out all your posts for you for that program, which is incredible. Like, we have never had that in our lives. So it makes it super simple. My one is obviously very generic. I have a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and I don't want to make it specific because of that very reason. But for you guys, it is obviously easier for you to do a program specific group. But you can do absolutely whatever you want. If you want to do a group where anybody can pick whatever program, go for it. And it's really an opportunity to be creative. So I don't want you to do this right now, because I know you're just trying to bed into, you know, my group and, you know, getting into your own fitness. But by the end of this week, this weekend, I would like you to set up your own group and start thinking about what date it's going to start. And I would strongly advise you to give yourself 2 weeks from when you set it up to when it starts, because then you have 2 weeks to start talking to people about it. Okay. And of course, if you've shared your journey on social media from day one and people have seen you doing this, and then say at the end of next week, beginning of next week, you've been doing this for 8-9 days, and then you've got something coming up, lo and behold, people are going to be like, okay, cool. Like, she's, you know, she's giving her feedback on it. She's obviously enjoying it. She's already feeling amazing. Like, she's even, maybe you've lost a couple of pounds. I don't know. And that's going to pique interest. And so then when you have produced that and you've got this set up, people are going to be wanting to join you because you will have piqued their interest. This is for this weekend. It's something you can do now. Like, if you're a super keen bean and you've got loads of time, go for your life. Like, I'm never going to stop you, but I just don't want you to get overwhelmed with this piece immediately now in the working week. So Canva is a website that I use, and it's what a lot of coaches use. It's absolutely amazing. www.canva.com. And it basically helps you format visuals with fonts. And I've done this all in Canva, for example. It is amazing. And there's another app that I'm going to recommend that you could do visuals on, called Word Swag, and you can get any image. I would go to Pinterest. Pinterest is amazing for images. You can just save an image, and then you can go into this Word Swag app on your phone. Literally, whenever I do visuals for the team page, I go into Word Swag, I get a Pinterest image, and I put the text over the top, and it takes me like 3 minutes. So that's amazing for like creating. You could do like a whole series of visuals. But I'm going to send you examples for that by the end of the week. I'm not going to do that now. Yeah, Word Swag is incredible. It really is. And you can brand it however you like. You can brighten the picture so that you can see your text on the top. It's very cool. And as I said, like, set a start date for, so it's the 18th of May now. I would say set your start date probably for like the end of May, beginning of June. I will always advise all of my team, anybody, if they're going to start a group, to start it towards the end of the month or the beginning of the new one, because obviously what we're doing is essentially kind of like, what people are going to do when they want to do this is use any spare income they have to do this, right? And if you think about when you would spend any spare income you have in your month, it would be towards the end or the beginning, I should think. So that's why we always do that. And of course, like, we're approaching June, like, people are suddenly starting to think, it's a really good time for you guys, because people are suddenly starting to think, I'm going to take my clothes off, and I've eaten too much in lockdown, and, you know, and all of that. So it's a really good time. and then start inviting. There is an invite section in the files section in the new Team Hustle and Heart team page. So the team page that I lead, if you go to the files section, there is an invite section. There's just like example invites. And what I would advise you to do with that is tailor them to yourself, okay? Because some of it's going to feel weird. It's not going to sound like you. And it's really important you connect with it. But initially, the first few people, guys, I can guarantee, unless you're an absolute genius, are going to be friends and family. My first 3 months were all friends and family. And I sat on a call like this, and my coach said, you need to make a list of people that are your friends and family. And in my head, I said, oh, no one will want to join me. That's what I said in my head. And that was all my mindset. And I got 9 of those people on that list to join me. 3 in the first 3, 6, 9. So 3 each month. Okay. So if you're thinking that now, I'm going to call you out and say that's your mindset. And actually, a lot of the time, the people that are most interested of our friends and family are the people we think would be least interested. So it's just stepping into your fear and going, I'm just going to ask them, I'm just going to share it, you know. And if you've got friends and family, guys, that, you know, really supportive of you, just say, hey, do you know what? I'm doing this new thing and I'm loving it. Why don't you come and do it with me? Like, I would really love you to do it in this group with me. It would be super fun to do it together. You know, that kind of thing. As a new coach, you're new to it and they can feed off that excitement and they can do it together with you kind of as new. And that is the best way to connect with people initially, to do this with you. And, you know, some of you guys might be sitting here thinking, I'm ready to go. I'm going to start asking people tonight. We've got people on this call that will definitely do that. We'll have other people on this call who are thinking, I'm not there yet. I want to give it some time with the program. Okay. And that's also cool. So just know that, you know, you're all going to be a bit different. The quicker you rip that Band-Aid off and do it, the better. But just know that, you know, I understand. I've been there and I've definitely been the latter. But in the end, I just decided that I was loving it too much and I wanted to share it, and I wanted to have my own little group and take responsibility for it and, you know, do those little posts and stuff like that. You know, it's really fun. So what you're going to do is you are going to, and I would advise you to do this maybe tomorrow or the next couple of days. And as I said, like, some of you might be ready to go, right? You've written your list and you're already ready to go and ask your friends or family. But I would advise you to do this whether or not you're ready, because if you've got their names in your mind, as you start doing this program more and you start believing in it more, which if you're following the nutrition, having your superfood, you're doing workout, you're loving the community, you undoubtedly will. You will love it and you'll want to share it. It will then be more in the front of your mind, those list of names, which sounds like super woo-woo, but it really, like, that was how I helped my first few ladies that happened to me, my friends. And just make sure that you can do that you're clear on the customer or coach, right? This, you don't really need to worry about coach right now. Okay. You know, I know some of you guys are like, do I have to start building my own team? Like, I didn't even have coaches in my team that wanted to work the business for months because I really didn't want to. I wanted to fill my own cup first, and I wanted to invite people to get fit with me, which is what you're going to do with your little group. And just know with your group that if you've got a small group and you're like, I'm worried about engagement, you can always add your new girls into mine as well. You're always welcome to just add them into my group. Okay. So don't feel like scared that you have to take on all this responsibility. A lot of my girls add their girls into my group as well. But this here, I will just share that if you've got somebody who maybe has watched you have the product, like they've seen you having the superfood and you're feeling amazing, maybe, I don't know, like you've stopped eating sugary snacks and you've lost weight because you don't crave sugar anymore, which is something that often happens. You might have a friend that goes, I need that. I need the product because that's my biggest problem and I really need help with that. And I actually don't want to do the workouts. If you've got someone that's going to want to have the product, you want to enroll them as a coach. And I'll tell you why. As a coach, you actually get a 25% discount on any future product. So say you wanted the pre-workout or the Recover or the Shakeology or the Beach Bars. They've got some amazing protein bars called Beach Bars, guys. They're amazing. And if you reach for snacks, you definitely should try them. As a coach, they're going to get 25% off, which even with the business fee of $15.95 or $18.95 in Canada, it's overall cheaper if they're enrolled as a coach, even with the business fee. So it is important if somebody you know, primarily it's likely to be someone you know, is interested, that you enroll them as what we call a discount coach. Now, for all intents and purposes at Share a Cart, it's just going to be coach, but you just explain that they're not working the business, they're enrolling, but just for the purpose of getting a discount. So for you guys, if you wanted to continue having your superfood into month 2, it costs you 97 and it costs a customer 110. This is a difference, you see. The invite scripts are in the team page under the file section, so just make sure you have a look there. And you guys, if you already feel ready to like engage with people who are liking your stuff, like people who've liked your coming out post, I know a couple of you have done that, do just send them a message, okay? And I'm just going to share like what I say to people, because I think that's never going to change, and it's super simple. So if somebody likes my post or follows me that I haven't engaged with before, I will send them a message. I'll put, hey, their name, thank you so much for following me or liking my post or even watching my story. I'll go through my story watchers because they're often really keen. I love your page, or if there's something on their page that I connect with, I'll mention that. So you want to comment, compliment, question. Always is going to get the best response. Okay, so comment, compliment, question. And also people always reply on that basis, or often they do. And then you're going to ask them a question. Now, I always ask, and I would strongly encourage you to do the same, are you on a fitness journey? If it's not clear they're on a fitness journey, because obviously don't ask someone, are you on a fitness journey, if every single post is fitness, because they'll just think you have to go to the page. Or say, how long have you been on your fitness journey? Now, if you're not really into like fitness per se, or maybe you're into nutrition as a person more, you could say, how long have you been on your health journey? Like, I'm a PT, I'm really into my fitness. It's very clear from my page, I'm really into my fitness, and it will be for you guys as time goes on. So that's what I ask. And that, for me, gives me an indication of, are they interested in having a conversation with me about this? Because if they're interested in having a conversation with me about it, they want to talk to me, and they're in my page, which is my business, right? So they're in your page for a reason. And then after I've built that connection and maybe had a couple of to and fro's, I will invite them. But the invite scripts are in the team page. And this is really important as a new coach. Like, I know when you're new and you're trying to get to grips with the camera, I remember like I probably didn't post my workouts, honestly, my clips and my stories for a couple of days, because I couldn't even figure out how to record myself. So, that was just really how that went down for me the first couple of days. But I did, as soon as I got the gist, and I would just look at other coaches' pages. So like, look at mine. Obviously, don't feel like you have to post 50 or 60 stories a day. I know that's not realistic for you guys, and I definitely don't, think that you should. But have a look at what other coaches do, like other coaches in the team. Make sure you post in your grid every single day and schedule the time for it. If you work full time, your post is probably going to take you 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, so you've done your coming out post. Maybe tomorrow you're going to share a little bit about yourself. Maybe you love wine, maybe you love reading books, maybe you love hiking, maybe you have a dog, maybe you are really into your nutrition. Your grid should really be about you and your journey with this, but it should also be about you. And this is what I was saying in the sneak peek, like, people connect with me because I'm me. Like, I don't just talk about my workouts. I talk about my vision and, my family life and, my background, and I let them in a bit. And that isn't easy to start with, guys. It's really not. And so don't feel like tomorrow you're going to be a pro at this, because you're not. And that's the joy and beauty of this journey. Like, believe me, because my journey from when I started to where I am now has been ugly, uncomfortable, really sad, amazing, incredible. Like, I'm so much more of a whole person than what I was when I started. And that's what is actually quite beautiful about your page. Like, I look back at my page and I'm like, wow, this is literally my journey. Like, I've changed so much, but I've changed so much for the better. So don't expect to be perfect. If you want to start having a little bit of a look and feel to your page, great, because Instagram is all visual, and you're going to get more engagement on your post if your photo pops. So get in front of the camera. People want to see your face, and people want to see your face because that's the easiest way they can build trust. And that's why going on video is amazing, because that is the closest that somebody can get to you to being in the flesh. And that's how we build connection with people. And when we build connection, we build trust, and then they want to join us. So I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh, it's another photo of me. I feel really vain. I feel really vain. And people possibly look at my page and think that's vain, but actually I know it's not vain. It's actually me trying to build connection with people. So if that's the story you tell yourself, or you feel really uncomfortable, just know that people want to get to know you. So yeah, like minimum 10 stories, 3 workout clips, 1 on nutrition, I would advise. So maybe it's your breakfast or your lunch or supper, doesn't really matter. 1 or 2 of you talking, ideally, like the quicker you can do that, the better. Maybe 1 on your life in general, and share your superfood every day. And then this is your goal, okay? So Success Club is, you'll hear me talking about Success Club in the page. Helping 3 people get started in 1 month will be you at Success Club. And it is tried and tested with Beachbody that the coaches that tend to see most success and continue their trajectory within the business are those that help 3 people in their first month. Or, May is, you've only got 2 weeks left, your first full month, right? If you hit Success Club this month, amazing, like aim for that, definitely. But definitely in June, aim to help 3 people get started with a challenge pack. So that's the whole solution. And that's why we always help them with the whole solution, because if you just help them with the workouts, we really can't help them. That's 20% of the results, and they're honestly not going to get it. And I've seen that time and time again. So you want to, like, this was when I was a new coach, I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to set up my group. I set up my group probably like within 2 weeks of starting. I set the date, I was terrified, and I said to myself, there is no way this group is going to start in 2 weeks without 3 people in it. And honestly, for me, it was a decision. I was like, it's happening. And it did. And I did it by the skin of my teeth, but I did it. Don't worry, Sam, it's fine. It's fine, because I've nearly finished. Enjoy. So when I was a newer starter, to hit Success Club, I had to help 3 people in my first 3 months. So I had to help 9 people in my first 3 months. Now they've changed it, which is awesome, because I think it's just much more realistic. First 3, or any 3 of your first 6 months makes you a Success Club starter. And you'll hear me talk about Success Club starter. So Charlotte's in her second of her 6 months of Success Club starter. If you become a Success Club starter, you get a free summit ticket, which is the annual event it was due to be in New Orleans in July, and it would have been amazing. And I was going to see my whole global team as I did the year before, but it's been cancelled because of Corona. But you will get your ticket free to that whenever that might be. I'm not sure when it's going to be hosted at this stage. And you'll get that entirely free, which usually people pay like 250 quid or $250 for. And you'll also get a call from the vice president. You'll also get a shout out in the team page. And like the most exciting thing of all, which definitely didn't exist when I was a new coach, is that when we launch new programs, like the 10 rounds program I'm doing now, for example, that was a new program like a few months ago. You will get entered into the test group, which is you doing a new program before anybody else, before even I could do it. And you're doing it as the film crew film it, which is, I did it with Morning Meltdown, which is one of the programs, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And you just got behind the scenes with the crew. Like, it was incredible, and you get to it. So you want to gun for that, guys, like, and that will propel your business, because of course people seeing you do a program that no one else can do yet, you better bet that will propel you. So it's insane that they're doing that. So enjoy the journey. And that's, and I really think this is at the absolute core of everything for you guys. And I don't want you to feel stressed, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I want you to tell yourself, because it's all limiting self-beliefs, it's all mindset. If you feel overwhelmed or you feel stressed, it's actually, you can control that. And you might not believe me if you've not done personal development, but I was always that girl that had chronic anxiety. I used to get really bad stress, and I honestly don't really get it anymore, because I know it's my mindset and I've got control of it. And if you tell yourself that it's not stressful, or that it's just, there's going to be a lot of time in this journey right now as newer coaches where it's going to be scary, okay? You could just say scary is exciting. It's no matter, you know, you can call it whatever it is. Does that make sense? I know Brene Brown talks about that. Like, okay, let's make fear excitement, because they're essentially the same feeling. Get my drift? So enjoy the journey. Seriously though, if you don't enjoy your program, you're doing 21 Day Fix, you're 4 days in, and for whatever reason you hate it, please change it. Please let me know. Like, I haven't had anyone tell me they haven't enjoyed it, but you know, you want to be proof that this works, and you want to enjoy it, and people want to see that enjoyment and enthusiasm, and people are going to feed off that enjoyment and enthusiasm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute, and might mute Ariana just because it's a little bit loud driving.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Is that okay? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
No, that's
So has anyone got any questions? And please ask questions. Like, if you want to ask anything, please do. Like, anything you want to ask.
I can't think of anything right now, because most of that was really clear and really helpful, so thank you. But I can't think of anything right now, but I probably will once we hang up.
Do you guys just want to quickly introduce each other? Like, I know you've done it on the thread, but it might be nice just to say, like, I don't know, like, you might not like that idea, but just introduce yourself quickly, because it's quite nice to have you all on the screen so that you each know who each other are.
Yeah,
I'll go.
okay. Go.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it, Georgia.
So I'm Georgia, obviously. I'm actually a teacher. I'm 25, and I'm just super excited to work with all of you guys and then help other people. So yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Georgia, for taking the lead. I know it's a bit scary to start with. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm Megan. I'm also a teacher, Georgia, and I'm also in the UK, even though I'm actually from Canada, but I moved over here about 8 years ago. I'm 31, and I've been a coordinator of my department for the past 2 years now. And this just came in the mail. I have to show you girls because I thought you'd be excited. Got my medal for May.
Oh, congratulations.
Well done. Oh my goodness, what was that, 100K?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh
Amazing.
That's amazing. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't do that, I'll be honest.
Cut out those limiting beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. I need to call myself out on that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I am a veterinary nurse part-time and canine hydrotherapist part-time whenever he reopens because of COVID horribleness. I think for me, this is going to be really nice to be more one-on-one with people than like animals all the time, even though I guess I do help people with their animals, but it'll just be a different vibe. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Amber, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Yeah, okay.
So funny enough, Georgia and Megan, 3 years ago, I was a preschool teacher, so we have teaching in common, so that's nice. Currently, though, I work at a company. It's a tech company, but we provide a platform for businesses, entrepreneurs, people of that nature who go in and enroll in their health benefits or any other benefits that you need or might want, pet insurance, things like that. I'm 26, so I feel really old.
I'm a lot older than you.
But yeah, I've been one of those people who you'll start your health journey, your fitness journey, and you do it for 4 months, you're at it strong, and then you have one bad day maybe and you just stop. Like if you miss one day, it's just flatline. So I wanted to be a part of this just to hold myself accountable and to keep going and then hopefully motivate other people to do the same.
Yay.
So yeah.
Perfect, thank you. And Zainab? Oh, can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sitting here talking to myself. So I was just saying, I'm Zainab. I am 27 years old. I just had a birthday in quarantine last week.
Oh,
Congrats.
Yeah, not my best birthday, but it is what it is. I am living in London, and I think having done this Zoom call, I'm actually most excited to be a part of a team of people that have like a shared vision and a shared goal. So it'll be really fun to motivate each other on that journey.
definitely. And it's interesting you've said that, because when I started, I didn't really see this, right? And it was one of the things that really, like, I loved it. It was just like, and the global piece as well. I think it's so fun to have girls in the US, UK, Canada, and all work together. It's really special. So I'm glad you're excited. And I don't know whether Ariana can talk or not. I'm just going to unmute her. Maybe she doesn't want to be unmuted. Maybe she doesn't want to be unmuted. No, I can't unmute her. I think we'll... Ariana, did you want to introduce yourself? Maybe not. No, that's okay. Well, yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say was, as you start to plan your like little group, you can run a virtual gym, or so Charlotte, one of my new girls, the girl in Durham, called it her cyber gym. You know, you can call it whatever you want to call, guys, but if you want to do it with somebody else in the group and you want to create a group together, by all means do just like do that, because again, like that's the support for one another. And when I started, I think the first group I did on my own, and then the second one I did with another coach. So just, you know, don't be shy. Like, I think that, as I said, like the more you guys embrace each other, the far better. You're going to get so much more from this group, and it's a lovely group. So I'm really excited.
Yay, can't wait.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to do a boomerang if you guys don't mind, and then I'll tag you. I might then message to make sure, because some of you have got new Instagram handles and I keep forgetting them. So, okay. Right. 3, we're going to, on 1, you wave or do whatever you want to do. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys for making an hour available, and honestly, like, lean into the pod. Like, if you've got questions on the training, or you're starting to invite and you want to go for it. And if you want to reach out to me directly, please do. I'm available. All right.
Amazing. Thank you.
No worries. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.